Hello, flower friends. We have another business breakthrough coaching session, which I'm super excited because it's actually somebody that doesn't live very far away from me here in Minnesota. So everybody meet Candi. Candi, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business and what you primarily kind of focus on in business?
Yeah, I'm Candi with Candi Specialist Petals. I have a home studio in the South Twin Cities.
The Twin Cities area. I think you're only 10 minutes from 10 minutes from me in Bloomington.
Yep. So I primarily do like daily, everyday orders. And then I'm working on adding more weddings to my business too. So
okay. So I think, and that's something you want to talk about today is like, how can we transition? And so are you doing a lot of daily deliveries? Like kind of quantify like how many you're doing? Cause I think do you have an FTD site?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
How many orders do you think you're doing a day?
A day
or a week?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously it varies, but I would say roughly between 10 and 20 a day.
10 and 20 orders a day?
Yeah.
Oh, you're running around. So you're doing like 40, 50 orders a week?
Well, I'm open. I do it every day. So 7 days. Yeah.
You do it 7 days?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Oh my goodness, sweetheart. Like when are you resting?
I mean,
You're not?
No.
Okay. And are those mainly coming from Google or are you getting like telefloral orders? Like what is that? Like
yeah, so I get it a lot of, I get Teleflora, FTD, and then I have my website so I get a lot of website orders and then also phone calls. So
okay. And those are probably like Google?
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And how do you like being with a wire service or how do you feel about that? Because I know there's a lot of
yeah. So do I like it? I mean, not necessarily. I like it because you got to think of it as a way of advertising yourself because I have had a lot of customers come back to me because I delivered something to them.
Okay.
They were happy. So then they decide, those are the recipients, but I've had the senders who are like, oh, what florist was that? Who then come back to me and order directly from me.
Okay.
And then also even those recipients are like, oh, you made or delivered a bouquet to me, whatever. And they want to send something to somebody. So it's kind of a way of advertising yourself. So that part I like. Obviously we all know they charge a bunch of fees and whatever.
Well, have you done the math? Because I've done the math a couple times with different florists and I usually back into like an hourly rate, like what hourly rate are you getting? And it's usually pretty dismal.
Yeah. I've done the math. I don't pay myself an hourly rate though. So I probably should do it that way to see. I'm making enough money to keep going. So
yep.
But is it something I want to do long term? No.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I'm at.
Are you delivering all those or like who's delivering those?
Yeah.
So you're making and delivering 10 to 20 orders a day.
Yeah, I have my husband that delivers for me too, so he does most of the deliveries.
And you have children too. So you have 5 children, I think?
Yes.
5? Yes. Okay. And like what kind of age range are they in?
Yeah, so my oldest is 24.
Okay.
And then I have a 15-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Whoa. So the 5-year reunion tour that you had of being a mom, like that's probably the biggest adjustment because the other kids are getting old enough to take care of stuff themselves a little bit. But 5-year-olds are a different story. I have one of those. He's a terroristic act right now. Ugh. But okay, so how long have you been doing this exact thing? Like this like volume of orders and kind of, doing FTD Teleflora?
Yeah, so for about a little over, over 18 months, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Okay. And that's when you started your business, or that's like how
Correct.
long? Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have floral experience before that, or was
Yeah.
it
Yes.
okay? Did you work in a shop for somebody, or
I I was a floor manager for Hy-Vee for
okay,
about 8 years.
okay. At,
Before when I
at like
first
one near you, or where was
at the
that? Oh,
Oakdale
Oakdale.
Hy-Vee.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then before that, I when I started getting into floral, I worked for Cub.
Okay.
And
I did too. That
oh,
was
did you?
Yep. When I moved up here I grew up in southern Minnesota, and when I moved up here, I worked at the Midway Cub and the Nicollet Cub. I was like an assistant floral manager, and then just
Yeah.
I was the event decorator in the store too, so I did all the store displays. So
Yeah.
that was kind of fun. But you got medical insurance when you work 20 hours a week, which was pretty amazing. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I started there when I was young. I was 16 when I started at Cub, and I think probably
Okay.
18 started working in the floral department. Um, and I had just asked them, like, I kind of want to work back there, so they let me, whatever. And I just fell in love with flowers.
Okay.
Then I took the courses at Kohler and Dram.
Okay.
The
That's our
classes.
local wholesaler. Yep. And what you took, like just floristry 101, or like wedding classes, or
Yeah, no, I took almost all of them.
okay.
Yeah.
So you
That was a
went
long time ago, so I don't remember,
yep,
but it was,
with Ardith.
yes, with Ardith.
Yep. I miss her so much. Ardith
Yeah.
is an amazing educator around here, but she deserved to retire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually went to Holland with her to
Oh, did
the
you?
Tulip Festival.
Okay.
And if anybody listening has never done this, like the Tulip Festival in Aalsmeer is just crazy. I actually get to work on those big floats that they make for the Tulip Festival. So they're
Okay,
like,
yeah.
we made like a minion character, and we made like a purple monkey out of hyacinths. Like we
Oh,
had
wow.
thousands of hyacinth blooms, and you pin them into the paper mache. It was just one of the coolest experiences probably of my life to go and do that. But yeah, it's a good foundation of education, and you've done other educational things too to kind of help grow your business, it sounds like.
Yeah. I just attended
The
the
Intrigue teaches.
across America. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was amazing. That
Yeah.
was
Well, it's fun to play with that many flowers, isn't it?
yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah. You can't
Uh,
go wrong when there's that many flowers there.
no.
Yeah. They're so fun. Like I just taught my first installation workshop here in Minneapolis, and I have another one coming up. But it's like so fun to see people just like inspired and like getting to play, because it's not like you're, especially in those settings, you're just like learning. You're not like, I need to make this look like a picture for this client. And so I think so much, the stress is less there. And so you're just really having people being inspired, which we live in like a very creatively driven job. And so we need a little inspiration sometimes, I think.
Yes. Yes.
So your big master plan goal is you would like to do less daily deliveries and would like to do more weddings. Is that
Yes.
what I'm
That
hearing?
is the goal. Yeah.
And what do you think has like kind of held that goal back,
Um,
or still figuring it out?
Still figuring it out. I think I get inquiries here and there, but I think that it's um I'm just not out there enough, and I don't know where to start.
So let's talk about like
No.
where to start. So I went and looked, and I will put this in link in bio, but having a telefloral site, I really feel is going to, they're optimizing it to drive daily deliveries.
Right.
So if daily deliveries are like super important to you, and obviously that revenue right now is probably sizable, I'm guessing. I mean, do you think you have over $100,000 business at this point? I'm kind of guessing you do.
Yeah, it was like 150 last year. So
okay, so pretty big business. And with that, they set up their sites to be SEO friendly for people who are Googling flowers in your area, funerals in your area. It's just like the whole code of that site is set up to do that.
Yep.
But with weddings, like that is not like a site when a bride comes there or a couple comes there. they're just like, holy crap, I want her to be my florist, because they're like, okay, personally on my phone, when I was looking at it, I was trying to look at it on my phone and then on my laptop.
Yeah.
The weddings are hidden. Like it's hard to find them. So if you want to keep your telefloral site, I would recommend you having a whole separate shop section that really jumps out at you about weddings. Okay, so with your FTD site and it not really being, I mean, the intention and purpose behind FTD site is to just drive those daily deliveries, funeral work. Yeah. Do you do a lot of funeral work, or is it mainly just dailies?
Yeah, I do a lot of funeral work too.
Okay. So first thing that you could do with your existing site would be to have an a la carte flowers program. It is something you can talk about on social media. It's something that you can make super easy and streamlined so that people could order it just directly on your site. And then you're not doing consultations for lower budget weddings. Yeah. Had some coaching clients that literally have went in and started meeting with all of these a la carte flower clients. And it's just not, to me, very impactful from a revenue standpoint when you're in and doing a full hour consultation, doing an hour, or 30 to 45 minutes even of a proposal, and then going back and forth, making it so easy for them to just do this transaction on your website is kind of the key to success if you're going to try to start bringing in maybe some more elopement type budgets or smaller weddings. So you can do that with your existing wedding or your existing website pretty easily. If you're looking to go bigger than that, which I think you are, a different website might be something to consider if that's really direction you want to go. But one caveat with doing that, when you make a switch, you basically rip all the code out of your website that Google has been scrubbing. And I call it, it's like Google spiders. They've been crawling your site and giving you showing you up in search because you're relevant to the people. And so that crawl, when you get a new website, goes away and it has to restart. So you can take a lot of those things that were implemented into your site, they're basically word dumping in keywords for geolocation. So they're going to put in Rosemount, Egan, Apple Valley, Mendota Heights. They're going to put all of those in there. They're going to put funeral home names in there. They're going to load all these things so that Google finds them. You can go and take that and load that into another site. But again, then it needs to index again. So if you do make a change, there's going to be like the horse is kind of gearing up to get ready for the race. And he's stepping backwards a little bit before he moves forward, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So were you going to say something or ask a question?
Yeah, no, after I was at the Intrigue, Sarah talked about, if you are going to do daily deliveries, that you should have your wedding and your delivery separate. So I did make a separate wedding.
Okay. Website. I didn't see that one yet. Okay.
Yeah. Well, of course, it doesn't show up anywhere.
Okay.
So that's the furthest I got with that though. Okay. Just knowing now what to do with, as in how to have it show up on Google when the one I already have shows up,
Yeah, that gets complicated because also I don't think Google is very into posting two businesses at the same address.
No, they won't.
Not going to work well. So it's interesting to lump it in to just have a separate one. Most people have if you look at Lilia in town, I mean, she has one website. She does a ton of daily deliveries and has a very big wedding business as well. But she's not probably doing wire services. She's just taking organic traffic, organic business. And have you analyzed where your dailies are coming from? Looked at, okay, I'm getting X% of my business or X amount of dailies from Telefloral, from BloomNet, from whoever you're participating. Have you ever gone through that?
I have not. No.
Okay, so I did that with one of my coaching clients, and we found out we were almost paying $100 per lead with one of her sources. And so she was actually losing money. Wow. She was doing orders with them. So I think that exercise might be a really good one as well to help kind of figure out, like maybe if one vendor isn't being profitable, like you might need to take a little bit of that time to be able to focus. So even though you're taking a little chunk of revenue away, like with her, it was like she's actually gaining money because she was losing money with paying it and then going to buy flowers and doing all that. But opening up that space a little bit so that you actually have concentrated time to focus on like, this is the direction. This is, to me, a great way, because I can't even imagine how many daily deliveries you did last year if you're working 7 days a week, especially. I mean, that was a lot. You did a lot of work. And I know that we were messaging about this a little bit, but I'm all about like, I want to spend my time where I'm making the most impact financially. And to me, I mean, you're doing it in volume, that's all you're doing, but you have space, I'm guessing, for more. So we need to open up a little bit of space. You need to build in and start having a day off so that you're going to get burned out. It's just like inevitable. You're going to get burnt out. And I know that it's really easy when you're first starting a business to be like balls in, like, I'm just making this happen. And I did that. I did 125 weddings one year. I worked full time. I didn't have children yet, thank God, because I probably would have lost my mind. But I did that, and it's like, it's so exhausting. And I've seen other florists do it. And I know in like a year from now, you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore because you're going to be exhausted. It's bound to happen. You're working 7 days a week. You deserve a break. You're a mom of 5 kids. I don't know how you're not in a straitjacket. You're just like running around like crazy with all these things, and you're making a good business for yourself. Like, you should be really proud that you're here. Because most people at this point are like, I still don't know what to do with my website, or I still don't know what to do. Like, how do I get more business? So like, it's amazing you've like gone in and figured that out. But transitioning to wedding, I think that the separate site obviously is going to make sense. I think it's really difficult to get that separate site listed on Google as a Google business page because of like the address conflict. But I think that doesn't mean that it couldn't be in your Instagram profile. Doesn't mean that it couldn't be like, start to work on getting that to index for people searching wedding flowers. I think on your current site, I would go in and get a page for weddings in that site. I would get a a la carte program. And I'll send you a couple examples of that, but I have an a la carte flowers program. I think Native Poppy, who is there's 2 different locations in California. They hands down do the best job at an a la carte flower program. They have beautiful photos. They have beautiful, just color palettes are even like just juicy and delicious. Like, you look at them, you're just like, oh my God, I want to do weddings like that because it's so beautiful. And there is Ergo Floral here in Minnesota. They do a la carte weddings really well. And so look at different examples, and then you need some content. You need some pictures. And do you have, I know I saw you have some stuff from the Intrigue Teaches workshop. Do you have any other real like photos of your wedding work? I've seen some of your cute Instagram videos of you holding a bouquet.
I have some, but not enough. I mean,
okay.
Like some of my weddings last year, I didn't even ask for pictures. I didn't even, I wasn't thinking.
But you're too busy.
Well, and then all the weddings I did with Hy-Vee, I didn't reach out for pictures. So I have some, but I don't think I have enough. So,
okay. So have you ever done a styled shoot before?
No, but I just, started planning one with, Anna's on it.
Oh yeah, I know them. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing one at the Wexford.
Okay.
So yeah.
And so like, in choosing a venue for a styled shoot, do you feel like the Wexford is somewhere you would want to do weddings at?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Like some people are really like, they want to go light and airy. And the Wexford it's a newer venue here in Hastings, I think it is. But it's very dark wood, kind of old boys club, kind of feel. So like to me, it wouldn't be somewhere where I would want to do a style shoot because I want a little bit lighter and airier, but it's a great place to start. And style shoots can be a little overwhelming when you're going through the process in the beginning, but I think the planner done a bunch? Are they kind of familiar with everything?
No,
They're kind of new
we're
in
not.
This
is new to both of us, so.
Okay. Okay. So if you have questions on that, of course, like feel free to ask if you have any style shoot questions, because one of my mastermind girls just did her first style shoot, and we broke it down from soup to nuts, like everything that needed to happen. And she was also just surprised on how many details there are when you are doing a style shoot, especially like this is your big coming out style shoot. Like you're coming out like, I want to be in the wedding flower game and I want to be taken seriously. So you want like these pictures, you probably want to invest a little bit more in making this really like over the top and then making this like really speak to your brand, because hopefully these will be images you can use, for your website and everything. And then of course, social media, and then making sure that you're also capitalizing on video opportunities that day, which is really hard to do. You're running around doing all these flower things that you're putting together, but make sure you take time that day to get little bits of content, 5 to 7 seconds of a centerpiece on the table, 5 to 7 seconds, the bride holding, any details that you guys are planning, like anything for a cake, 5 to 7 second little video of the cake, 5 to 7 second video of even the place setting. Like then you can use that content afterwards and really put something together from a real standpoint with like trending audio that really showcases like a 360 view of what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And the Wexford has an amazing ceiling. So are you thinking you're going to do a ceiling install?
I think so, yes.
They have a lift too, and lift is half the battle.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, especially with them, they seem like really, really nice, kind people. So I think it'll be a really good opportunity to get kind of diving in. But then I think the next thing would be really critical for you to start having a cadence of talking about weddings on your social media.
Yes.
So as a busy mom and a busy business owner, I think the biggest thing is like, okay, what am I capable of doing with keeping my sanity when everything is super busy and still maintaining my revenue coming in from my dailies, and then kind of moving that forward. Like what can I say? Yes, I can do this. And then start there. So if that is I'm going to post 2 days a week, that is what you're starting with. That's your starting point. And then make a promise to yourself, because I keep the promises to myself. I don't know if you do, but like if I say I'm going to do something, I'm like, yep, I'm going to do this. Like I've made an agreement with myself and I don't let myself down. I don't know if you have that kind of philosophy, but like I'm like all in on it. And you went all in on your business. So I'm guessing that you can do the same thing. So make an agreement with yourself that you are going to post on social media those 2 days a week. And then to make that easier for you, I usually do theme days. So I will say on Mondays, you're talking about yourself, you're talking about your business, you're talking about how easy it is to do business with you, you're talking about your service offerings that you have, full service and a la carte weddings. So just because daily deliveries are not going to be super driven off of Instagram. I think wedding will be more the place, and your website right now is going to drive the majority of that business that you already have coming in.
Yeah.
But from there, you could also have like Wedding Wednesday that you're giving a wedding tip, or you're sharing some advice. I've seen that you've done some videos, right? Like just like you holding a bouquet. Do you feel comfortable like talking on camera? How do you feel about that?
I mean, no, I don't, but I know I need to feel more comfortable. I'm not, I don't know why I'm not,
You know what? You don't know until it just hits you like, I'm not comfortable. And normally people aren't comfortable because they're scared of people judging them.
Yes,
They're,
definitely.
yeah, I mean, like, we live in this society right now that like everybody has an opinion about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the only opinion that in the end, and why I show up so much in my business, is the only opinion in the end that matters is my own.
Yes.
And when you become like truly at peace with that like, I don't care if this evil troll is going to just be doing whatever or judging me. I have had so many people when I'm at networking events come up to me and they say, I feel like I already know you because I watch your videos all the time. I mean, you might feel that way. You've watched my videos.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you're building a connection because you're showing up as like not a picture. You're just like, am I going to like that person's voice? Am I going to like the way they talk? Am I going to like people are judging like all these segments. And so I just came to the point like they're not paying my mortgage. Those people
Right.
are not supporting my family. Those people are not like in charge of my happiness. And
Right.
so it's my job to show up how I want to show up. And I frankly don't give a damn if anybody has an opinion about it. And when you get there, that's when my business started really getting to a level that I felt like this was impactful. I mean, you have an impactful business, but like I feel like when you would take some concentrated focus time on building your wedding flower business, I think you're going to blow stuff up.
Yeah.
You seem tenacious and like you're making it happen.
Yeah.
So those are kind of my big, huge, like kind of little glistening things of advice. I would entertain an a la carte flowers program. I would make sure this styled shoot completely knocks it out of the park, speaking about your brand, speaking about what type of weddings you want to attract. Sometimes planners have a little bit of a history of going rogue and coming up with ideas of their own, and then it doesn't speak to your brand. And just like make sure you're having boundaries around that. Develop an Instagram strategy to start talking to wedding clients. And then, your own wedding website, start putting that out there.
Right.
Those are kind of my big, like, initial takeaways on what I think would be helpful to really get your wedding business going.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so, no. Thank you for having me, though.
I think it's so helpful because so many people are in a spot, they're like, I want to do weddings, but I don't know what to do next. And, that's what's so great about floral education out there, that we have all these educators that are sharing, that have built businesses. And I mean, you've been participating in that, which is just so amazing. So thank you so much for coming. And everybody, please go follow Candi. The link will be in the show notes.